If you're not on our email list, I suggest you get on it because there's tons of shows. We do 20 to 30 shows a month. We have song circles, we have jams, we have music school, we have instruments. But you're here now, and you have the new comfy chairs, so nobody needs to bring their pads from home like they did before. Having said that, if you'd like to donate to pay for one of the chairs, we've got about 25% of them paid for, but it was a really good deal we couldn't pass up. So they're $60 a piece, or if you can only do part of that, we're happy to take whatever you think the chairs are worth. Also, I have a running gag that the first person that falls asleep in the chairs gets a free t-shirt. So it hasn't happened yet, but I know it will happen. Couple of things to know. We are live streaming tonight, so if you'd like to turn your phones off, that'll make for a cleaner stream. The good part of that is when you get home tonight, and forever and ever, you can watch it on YouTube. So if you go to the Artichoke Music channel, you can watch the show again. We have 3 restrooms in the building. There's one here in the venue. You probably don't want to use that during the show, but that is your choice. It is soundproof. Somebody asked me the other day if there was a ceiling on it. I'm like, yes, there is. So, I want to make sure you know. The other 2, on the other side of the bar through the hallway, there's an instrument store. There's a restroom there. And there's also one halfway up the stairs. So we have plenty of spaces for you. We are a 501c3 volunteer organization. So tonight we have Olivia on sound. We have Hester on video. We have Christopher at the bar. And we have Kyle on the door, so they're all volunteers. And of course, if you ever feel like you want to be part of this amazing community, we would welcome you with open arms because we never have enough volunteers, especially if you'd like to learn sound and video. Anyway, this is really exciting. Chris was here last year. Heather was here last year. This is the first time, at least I think at Artichoke, that you will be on the same bill.
Yeah.
I know you've played in Portland together before because I saw a picture yesterday. I'm like, okay. And you probably know this, but Chris is the Folk Artist of the Year from the Folk Alliance. National Folk Artist of the Year here on our little stage. And for those of you who haven't been here before, this is a listening room, so we know that you won't talk through the show. But sometimes people at the back tables, they think it's a bar. It's not. So we want to hear the words. We want to hear the wonderful music. Let's welcome Crys Matthews.
Sitting alone in this hotel room, TV on, tuned into the news. And it's another day here in paradise. Mass shootings, deportations, wildfires. Meanwhile, Mr. Make America Great is busy tweeting his worst and spreading more hate. While some of us are so poor they can't afford shoes on their feet, while some other sweet baby starves to death in their sleep. Can you see us? We are dreamers. Can you feel us? We are believers. We are more than keyboard warriors. We are the change makers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Somewhere in 100 no-name towns are 1 million lives being turned upside down. And you know this is the only home those kids have ever known. Refugees from wars and regimes being overthrown. Meanwhile, too many of these United States ignore the words Lady Liberty spake. Doors being kicked down in the dead of the night. No more sanctuary cities. How's that for religious right? Can you see us? We are dreamers. believers. We are more than keyboard warriors. We are the change makers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And if there's anyone out there who questions what America at its very best will feel like now, remember 66 million united in love, steadfast and indivisible across countless cities and towns. Oh, the bluest wave crashing from shore to shore. And all those hate has no home here. Signs on all those doors. We know who we are like we know how to breathe. Won't you sing it with me? Sing it with me, please. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Give me the wretched refuse of your teeming shores and these, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Give me the wretched refuse of your teeming shores and these, the homeless, the tempest tossed to me. Oh, can you see us? We are dreamers. Can you feel us? We are believers. And we are more than keyboard warriors. We are the change makers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. I usually don't come in quite so hot, but these are the times in which we find ourselves. That song, I wrote that song a while ago. That's the title track for the album that came out in 2021. I was in upstate New York a while back singing that song at this outdoor music festival in Saratoga Springs, New York. And this man, well, don't cheer yet. And this man, I got to that quiet part of that song where I asked if you'll sing with me, and this man screamed at me from the middle of that field, "No, you're wrong, that's crap." And I think when he was seeing the intro, he missed the part where they were explaining to him, I'm a Southern black woman. I'm so butch from far back, it can get a little hard to tell. But obviously I proceeded to just sing him right out of that field like any good Southern black woman would. But as he was leaving, I was sitting there thinking to myself, "Sir, you kind of blew your shot. That's like the least controversial song I have." So, this one I'll have to make sure I sing next time in Saratoga Springs. How many of you all are Woody Guthrie fans? Anybody know Woody's? Woody has a song. Colloquially, it's known as Deportee, but the actual name of it is Plane Wreck at Los Gatos, and the song is about a plane full of migrant workers who died. They were being transported out, and the plane crashed. An entire plane full of humans just lost. And as the local media and local news was talking about it, they were just kind of like casually describing them as deportees, just a bunch of deportees. And that song has been weighing on my heart so heavily as of late. Heather and I, we live in Nashville now, and just the other week in Nashville, you may have seen, they had about 200 folks just rounded up, just under the guise of something simple like a traffic stop with a busted tail light. And just next thing you know, they're just gone, just taking away from their families, taking away from the life that they have built, the life that they have known, the community that they love, that love them. And so many of the folks that this is happening to are also citizens of this country. And so the thought of that happening in plain sight, in this country especially, I felt like I wanted to rewrite Woody's song. I wanted to rewrite it, and I wanted to call it Citizen instead of calling it Deportee. And I wanted to talk about some of those things that he was talking about in the original song and some of those things that we're witnessing now, and just starting to amplify what is happening so that we don't continue to sleep on what is happening in this country, in every possible corner of it. And so this song is called Citizen. And the chorus of it, you're welcome to sing along with. A lot of folks know the tune really well. I tried to stay as true to Woody's original song as possible. So this is Citizen, and I just kind of sprung this one on, Ruthless. So thank you for giving me a little grace on that. I think it's important, and I didn't want to wait and not sing it tonight. So thanks for giving me some grace and learning it. The echoes of yesteryear's darkest hours are rumbling louder with each passing day. They're snatching up fathers and babies with cancer and shipping them off without reason or rhyme. In Oklahoma, a mom and her daughters were robbed of their money and newfound peace. At first it seemed like a home invasion, but to their great horror, the shirts read police. Goodbye, Fifth Amendment, goodbye, due process, adios, mi familia, y mis libertades. They won't ask your status once you board that ice bus. They won't call you citizens, just deportees. No human is illegal, no president king, but the parchment that defines us is brittle and frail. There's no more asylum at the Mexican border, just seekers chased like outlaws, like rustlers, like thieves. And they die in our hills, and they die in our deserts. They drown in our oceans and crash in our plains. They die neath the flag in war after war, but the red-hatted faithful still hates them just the same. Goodbye, Fifth Amendment, goodbye, due process, adios, mi familia, y mis libertades. They won't ask your status once you board that ice bus. They won't call you citizens, just deportees. And they pay their taxes and follow the rules. Well, they're just trying to make it like me and like you. While families get scattered like dry leaves, the felon-in-chief says they're just deportees. But who do you think keeps the orchards from rotting? Or does all the jobs nobody else will? And which ones of us will they round up next? If it's happening to some, it's happening to us all. Goodbye, Fifth Amendment, goodbye, due process, adios, mi familia, y mis libertades. They won't ask your status once you board that ice bus. They won't call you citizens, just deportees. Goodbye, Fifth Amendment, goodbye, due process, adios, mi familia, y mis libertades. They won't ask your status once you board that ice bus. They won't call you citizens, just deportees. No, they won't call you citizens, just deportees. Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure you're keeping an eye out for your neighbors. It's just crazy what's happening right now. Just absolute craziness. This song that I'm going to sing for you is one of the new ones off of my album that just came out in January. This song is a song also brought to you by the state of Tennessee. What an education it is living down there right now. Boy, oh boy. No shortage of material, that's for sure. I'm a preacher's kid, a PK. As it were. And this song in particular came about a couple of Junes ago. I was supposed to go from New Hampshire, from Nashville up to New Hampshire to do a little bit of teaching there. And as I was leaving town, as I was leaving Tennessee, I was looking around, noticing all these church marquees with all this really hateful stuff on the marquees, all this hateful rhetoric, because it was June, because it was Pride Month, right? And I just find that so wildly offensive for a host of reasons. I think not just because I'm a PK, but I just find it so offensive, a place that's supposed to be the epitome of love, the epitome of welcoming. I'd be so very antithetical to that. But my mom, the Reverend, she says to me all the time, baby, all things work together for good. All things work together for good. And it is one of the joys of my life watching that bear out as truth in very unexpected ways. When I got about 40 miles from where I was going in New Hampshire, this little 2-lane road there, I came around the bend and saw this church in the middle of nowhere, just covered with pride flags. Covered. You know, they didn't want anybody mistaking them for tolerant. You know, they wanted folks to know that they were wildly affirming. It was just such a lovely contrast to what I had left in Tennessee. And so when I got where I was going, this song was waiting for me. This is called Like Jesus Would. In my hometown, there's a church on every block. Sanctified folks who'd much rather pray for you than talk. They cherry pick the good word and hold on to the bad parts so they can willfully ignore every lesson Jesus taught. But in a town I've never been to before, I saw a church that made me want to run right through its doors. I could tell just by the outside I'd be met with open arms. Folks spreading the good news with open minds and open hearts. Pride flags flying for all to see. Black Lives Matter on the church marquee. That they don't just pray when the sick take ill, or just send thoughts when another gun kills. I bet they vote like Jesus would, like the choice they make might do some good for somebody. That's my kind of Christianity. Somebody said if Jesus came back now, half the Christians in this country would try to crucify him somehow. They'd call him a liberal and hurl woke like a slur. They'd take one look at his brown skin and then probably call him worse. So this one's for those fishers of men, not the people putting evil in evangelical again. Love one another, his commandment from the start. So keep spreading the good news with open minds and open hearts. Pride flags flying for all to see. Black Lives Matter on the church marquee. Bet they don't just pray when the sick take ill, or just send thoughts when another gun kills. I bet they vote like Jesus would, like the choice they make might do some good for somebody. Yeah, that's my kind of Christianity. Pride flags flying for all to see. Black Lives Matter on the church marquee. Bet they don't just pray when the sick take ill, or just send thoughts when another gun kills. I bet they vote like Jesus would, like the choice they make might do some good for somebody. That's my kind of Christianity. That's my kind of Christianity. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know why the Reverend worries about me going into places like Mississippi and Arkansas singing songs. I don't know what she's worried about. No clue. Well, this one I'm going to sing for you is another new one off of the album. And incidentally, another one brought to you by the state of Tennessee. One of the first things that Heather and I, you know, we were both from the South relatively. I mean, hers is more of a technicality. She's a Northern Virginia girl. Like, I think most of Virginia would like to annex Northern Virginia if they could, just because they keep turning the state blue all by themselves. But, you know, she is technically a Virginia girl. And I was born and raised in North Carolina. So, you know, we know the South well. You know, the South is the South is the South. It's just kind of a different degree of spectrum of the South. But it's all pretty much the same as far as, like, you know, the isms, as we say. The things that make people nervous to go down there. Well, folks who check the boxes that we check. But one of the first things that kind of gave us pause living in Tennessee and just kind of asking ourselves, like, what were we thinking moving down here as an interracial lesbian couple? Like, what were we thinking? What possessed us? Was when they rolled out the drag ban. And Tennessee has been a fascinating place to call home because they kind of use Tennessee as a bit of a proving ground for a lot of these really nefarious bills. They bring them to Tennessee first, test them out there, see how they do, and then go shop them around to all these other southern states. And the drag ban was one of the first ones that they did that with. And when they introduced that bill, the language in it was so loosely worded, so intentionally loosely worded, because it is not actually the legality of anything that they're concerned with. It's the cruelty. The cruelty is the point. They left that language so loose that an artist like myself, who also does my job on a stage, for whom it matters a great deal to me that my shows are always all ages friendly, because I know what visibility did to save my own life, and because I always bring my dapper best. I would have been breaking the law. Like, every time I did my job in the state of Tennessee, I would have been breaking the law. And gender expression are both such deeply, deeply personal things. You know, they are nobody's business, least of all the government's, right? For a group of folks who swear they love freedom so much. This song is called Suit and Tie. They were a boy until they realized that wasn't them at all. Never felt like one or the other of those decals that assigned us to a bathroom stall. They turned 18, went to court, paid the fees, chose a new name to be called. They were a boy until they realized that wasn't them at all. I've been a girl from as far back as my memory recalls. Never looked much like the others. I was always too big, always too tall. Loved Carolina blue, loved my He-Man shoes and playing basketball. I've been a girl from as far back as my memory recalls. This world is a mess and it's getting worse as days go by. Uncivil unrest about who's a girl and who's a guy. But this heart beating in my chest knows the truth I can't deny. I might look good in a dress, but I feel better in a suit and tie. He's been a boy from as far back as his memory recalls. Never looked much like the others. He was always too soft, always too small. Loved to dance and sing and cut up fashion magazines for all his paper dolls. He's been a boy from as far back as his memory recalls. She's been a girl since before she knew the word trans at all. Never felt much like the others, trapped inside the casket confines of their gender's walls. Moved to Tennessee, now she's so scared she can barely breathe from all their hateful laws. She's been a girl since before she knew the word trans at all. This world is a mess and it's getting worse as days go by. Uncivil unrest about who's a girl and who's a guy. But this heart beating in my chest knows the truth I can't deny. I might look good in a dress, but I feel better in a suit and tie. Yeah, I look good in a dress, but I look better in a suit and tie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Well, we'll shift gears just a bit and sing a couple of love songs for you. Although I really think of these social justice songs as just a kind of love song, too. This country is so complicated. There's so much to be furious about, but so much to be deeply inspired by. Not least of which is the fact that almost anything that has ever moved this nation forward has been at its core rooted in love, rooted in someone loving somebody else enough to insist on better. And so I kind of always do think of these social justice songs as just another form of love song. But, you know, in places like Tennessee and in places like my home state and Heather's home state, so many of the folks who are LGBTQ, as we like to say, LGBTQ, are being, you know, attempted to be forced back into these closets that we burned down so long ago. And so because of that, just the love songs are feeling a bit like protest songs all by themselves. And so obviously my set is just getting gayer and gayer just to spite them. So we're going to slip right into the gay part of the night tonight. This song right here, this is called Red. And this is actually one of Heather's favorite songs. You know, she's my little bipolar girl. I'm like, baby, what's your favorite song on the album? She's like, the saddest one. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. So I'm going to sing this one for her. She's upstairs getting ready. And this is one of my baby's favorite songs on the new album. You know, because she and I do the same job, very often we find ourselves in completely different parts of the country. We're so excited to be on the road together right now. Like, so happy. But a lot of times, you know, I'll be in Canada and she'll be like in a random part of Florida, and it's just like, I'm missing you so much. And so this song was written during one of those times where we were just kind of ships in the night again and again and again. And I had been in the Northeast. I kept getting sent up to the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast, and I was up there so frequently that I was able to mark the progression of the leaves changing in the fall. And it was like, gosh, I gotta get home. Like, this is just too much. And that's what sparked this song. This is called Red. There's more red in the trees than there was last week, but not much in the trees in Tennessee. That's where you are. It feels so far. I've been resting my head on 100 different pillows. This old road is finally taking its toll on me. I don't mean to be taking a toll on you. It's so cold in Massachusetts where I am. I just wanna be holding your hand and in your arms. They seem so far. I've been counting the miles and the hours like the sheep. The last time I saw you is the last time I had real sleep. I don't mean to be taking it out on you. I'm sky high and southbound, now you're headed west. Can't wrap my mind around this hole in my chest, it's so hard. You're still so far. I wish that I knew how to do this much better, but broken hearts just don't mix with cold weather, baby. I don't mean to be taking mine out on you. I'm having a hard time lately. It feels like I'm going crazy for missing your touch. I miss you so much. There's more red in the trees than there was last week, but still not much in the trees in Tennessee. That's where you are. It feels so far. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you so much. Bless you, I'm keeping a very close eye on the time. I went over my set last night, and you know that Ginger let me hear about it. So I really don't want to repeat. But just to ensure, just to, shore up my chances, I'm going to sing another sweet love song just in case I do need to get out of the doghouse later. I can just hit replay on the live stream and be like, but baby, so I'm going to try it and see. This song is another sweet one off the new album. So often, my sweet, sweet, beautiful love, so often, because she is a bipolar girl, and I think also because she was socialized as a woman in America, she very often would say to me, baby, I know I'm a lot. And I think so many women say that to their partners and feel that way, genuinely feel that way. And it's such a shame because, if your person, your partner, if they think you are too much, they are more than welcome to go find less at any given moment. And so I wanted to write a love song for her to tell her that she is not too much, that everything that she is, all that she is, I want all of that. I love all of that. I adore all of that. And so this song is about that. This is called I Want It All. And I hope this makes all of you who have been thinking that you are too much, I hope this song reminds you that you are not. You are just right. Your dark parts, they don't scare me. The heaviness that weighs you down isn't more than I can carry. Believe me when I say I choose you time and time again. You're my favorite even on your worst days. You're not too much for me. There isn't any inch of you that I don't want to see. I want you easy, your heart parts too. Every little thing that makes the whole of you. I want your fire, I want your rain, all your mess, all your pain when you're flying high or when you fall. I want it all. Oh, you got scars, you got baggage, but I can promise you right now, it isn't more than I can manage when I tell you that I've got you. It means I'll be right there by your side through every low and every high. 'Cause you're not too much for me. There isn't any inch of you that I don't want to see. I want you easy, your heart parts too. Every little thing that makes the whole of you. I want your fire, I want your rain, all your mess, all your pain when you're flying high or when you fall. I want it all. Your big dreams, your nightmares, your quiet calm and your wild hairs. You're always keeping me on my toes. And if you're loving somebody right, that's how it goes. You're not too much for me. There isn't any inch of you that I don't want to see. I want you easy, your heart parts too. Every little thing that makes the whole of you. I want your fire, I want your rain, all your mess, all your pain when you're flying high or when you fall, fall. I want it all, I want it all. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, everybody. Yeah, at the end of the album version, we put this long instrumental fade out at the end because one of our favorite things to do when we are actually able to be home together, we love just slow dancing in the kitchen. We actually have a sign up in our kitchen that says this kitchen is made for dancing. So, yeah. Well, we switch gears one more time. Play a little banjo for you. And we're going to tune it up just so that I get to bring it back. Yeah, that is, as we say, good enough for government work. This song I wrote, I do this program in January and February called Songs on Why We Can't Wait, which is a pairing of my social justice music with excerpts from Dr. King's incredible book, Why We Can't Wait. And I was supposed to do this song up in Falsington, Pennsylvania, at this Quaker meeting house. And I am very, very, very neurotic about time. I think because I am a preacher's kid and also a recovering band nerd, it means I spent like all of my formative years hearing some grown-up say to me, being early is on time. Being on time is late. So neurotic about time. The Quakers, I learned, do not feel the same way. I got to the meeting house very, very early, ready to come in, do my sound check. I walk in. I was just like, hello, I'm here, I'm ready. And the fellow looks at me and he goes, hi, we're going to have a little soup. Oh? After the sound check? Oh, no. We're going to have the soup first, then we're going to do the sound check. And I was like, okay. I was like, I'm just going to go take myself out back. I'm not going to stress the Quakers out. The Quakers have done a lot of good in this world. I'm going to leave them alone. I'm just going to take myself out back. Walk around back there. It's a little Quaker cemetery. I'm walking around back there, and I start to feel someone be so very happy to see me there. And it was such a surreal experience. I'm like a moderate hippie, not that kind of hippie. And so it just really just blew me away. Like that experience, I went inside immediately and started writing. And this is a song that came out. This is called Waking Up the Dead. There's a name etched on a gravestone. It's as old as the shade tree, high above those bones. 400 years in Pennsylvania, trembling at the word of God, not the men who'd rather change them. Well, now, time settles scores, but not the cold, cold ground. I can feel it shift beneath my feet as I'm walking around, and I'm minding my steps so my eyes are wide, wondering who they were when they were alive. Dirt on my soles from a graveyard show, picking up pieces of the past, and the ghosts don't scare me in this cemetery, no. They're singing freedom, freedom at last. Guess solid ground ain't what it should be. Not for all those granite slabs sinking underneath that tree. Not for a house built upon slavery. They kept telling us to wait, but never's all wait ever means. Well, now, some chose the greed, they chose the greater good. And they're gathering around me as I stand right where they stood. And I'm minding my steps so my eyes are wide, and I know who they were when they were alive. Dirt on my soles from a graveyard show, picking up pieces of the past, and the ghosts don't scare me in this cemetery, no. They're singing freedom, freedom at last. Abolitionists and Quakers, peeking through the veil to see the fruits of their labor. 400 years in Pennsylvania, 6 feet underground, but still steady as an anchor. So now I sense a hand upon my shoulder. I'm waking up the dead, and the air is getting colder, and I'm minding my steps so my eyes are wide, and I am who I am 'cause they were alive. Dirt on my soles from a graveyard show, picking up pieces of the past, and the ghosts don't scare me in this cemetery, no. They're singing freedom, freedom at last. Freedom, freedom at last. Freedom, freedom at last. All right. Thank you so much. Thanks so much, everybody. Okay, I'm obviously did it. I'm going to sing this song with hardly any intro, just so I can sing the other one and still maybe get a kiss at the end of the night. So this one's called Cancel Culture. If you know it, I hope you'll sing it. At the end of the song, there's a part in there to sing together. I sing Drive Out the Darkness with the Light. You sing Drive Out the Darkness, Drive Out the Darkness, just like that. And it's a folk song, so if you hear something in there that makes you want to just go, woo, you have my consent. Let that right on out. Yeah. There's a whole lot in our culture I'd cancel if I could. Instead of banning books, I'd ban gerrymandering for good. The rich would feed the poor like the good Lord said they should. And every child, without exception, would feel loved and understood. No more whitewashing our history when the truth will set us free. No more watching corporate profits soar while people sink into poverty. No more telling kids they're flawed because you think that your God would. There's a whole lot in our culture I'd cancel if I could. There's a whole lot in our culture we should cancel right away. Instead of banning saying gay, we should ban racist holidays. Teachers should get to teach without worrying about their pay, or if they'll have an active shooter that they'll have to keep at bay. No more kids in bulletproof backpacks. It's a school, not a war. No more pretending that machine guns are what the Second Amendment was for. No more doing nothing because it's easier most days. Yeah, there's a whole lot in our culture we should cancel right away. There's a whole lot in our culture we could cancel if we tried. Instead of banning abortions, we could trust women to decide. Every size and shape of body could be normalized, and every type of mental illness could finally be destigmatized. No more squeezing and contorting into boxes we don't fit. No more saying that we're fine when we're not, but scared to admit it. No more telling little boys it's better not to cry. Yeah, there's a whole lot in our culture we should cancel if we try. We've been marching in these streets, singing we shall overcome, praying all the world would give up all their bombs and all their guns. I just want peace of every kind for the whole world tonight, and to believe that Martin was right. We can drive out the darkness with the light. Drive out the darkness, yeah. Drive out the darkness. We can drive out the darkness with the light. Drive out the darkness. Drive out the darkness. We can drive out the darkness with the light. Drive out the darkness. Drive out the darkness. We can drive out the darkness with the light. Yeah. So great, everybody. Thank you so much. And thanks so much to the Artichoke for having us back. So nice to get to be here together. And so nice to get to be here with all of you. So thanks so much for coming. I want to leave you all with this last song. This is a song that came out on Inauguration Day with an awful lot of intention behind that. I think I woke up feeling so different than so many folks this selection this time around. I woke up feeling steeled and ready. And I think it's only because 2016 had been so deeply traumatic for me. At that time, I was in an interracial marriage living in Virginia. My former in-laws, their home was just a stone's throw from Charlottesville, where Nazis were already marching through the streets. And so you can imagine how it felt to wake up in 2016 knowing what the next 4 years were going to look like. But we did that then. we will do that again because we already know how to do that. The thing that's so fascinating about collective memory, I think, is that folks forget that fact. They forget that it was us in all of those airports, straight out of the gate, holding those signs that said Muslims are welcome here. It was us in those streets week after week after week after week, marching en masse, saying this is who we are, this is not who we are. We did that. We will do that again. And if we do it as well, if not better this time, we will only have to endure 2 years of this chaos because the midterms will be the nail in the coffin of this chaos. So that's how I woke up feeling. And then I heard the Vice President of the United States of America say, while I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for our country is always worth it. This song is called Sleeves Up, and I hope this will be your mantra for the next 2 years and the next 4 if we need it. We didn't win this time, and that's all right. It doesn't mean that we won't still win this fight. And it's a little darker now, but that's all right. It makes it easier to gather up the light. So wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. I know it hurts so bad to be so close, to have your dreams seem to all go up in smoke. And I know you're scared now, I know you're tired, but keep your mind set on freedom and your eyes on the prize. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. I know it feels like this is the end, but if we stop hoping, we stop fighting, and that's how a tyrant wins. It's not a marathon, it's not a sprint, it's a 1,000-day relay race, so rest and resist again. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. We didn't come this far just to come this far when there's so much left to lose. We didn't come this far just to come this far when the future's ours to choose. We didn't come this far just to come this far and not get what we were due. We didn't come this far just to come this far, so put on your marching shoes. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. No, you don't give up. No, you don't give up. Thank you so much, everybody. My name's Crys Matthews. Stick around for Heather Mae. Thank you so much for being here. Cheers. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. Shaking hands, holding shaking hands. Oh, my friends, oh, my friends. I see it in your eyes. Your ache inside mirrors mine. I'll carry you through, though the light might hide. The light might hide. So carry what you can, and I will do the rest. 'Cause your burden is my burden, is my burden, is my burden. Shaking hands, holding shaking hands. You are never, never. On the count of 3, I want you to sing the word alone. And I want you to hear the room tell you that you are not alone, and at the same time, give that back. 1, 2, 3, breathe. Alone. Hello, Portland. Please give it up for my very handsome, my very dapper, my very strong, intelligent, and yes, I am vamping with adjectives while I plug my guitar in. My very brilliant, my very, oh my goodness, she walked in. Please give it up for my fiance, Crys Matthews. This is a song I wrote like a good lesbian while I was camping. I'm going to tune this because I care about you. And I'll get to tell you now a story that I don't actually often tell because I just go right into the song. But Portland, let's get weird, shall we? Yes. Cool. I have to tell you, I'm just going to break for a second, just say, I fucking love this town. Raise your hand if you've been to a Crys Matthews show. Okay, raise your hand if you've been to a Heather May show. Yeah, I think I won that one. She is an Aries. That was very Aries of you. I am a Pisces. Yeah, we cry a lot. And we often, but I have an Aries moon, and I know that Portland gets that when I say that. You all understand what that means when I say I have an Aries moon. I am her when the doors are closed. Yeah. So for me and her, when we're on the road together, which is so lovely to be on a road together, this is kind of like our engagement tour. I'm going to talk about our records in a minute. But we had this tour planned, and then she popped the question, and I was like, oh my God, we're going on tour. It's an engagement party every night. So thanks. Did you know that? Yeah. Cool. Did somebody bring me a bread maker? Don't do that. I don't know what I'm doing with the bread. You did. You brought me a bread maker. You are the bread maker. See, that's what I mean. Portland, you are so freaky dicky. I love you so much. Let's get weird.
It feels like the world is upside down. Are these the days the Bible warned us about? I water my plants, I try and I try, but it's all got me worried about the end of time. Oh, baby, would you put my mind at ease? At the end of the world, would you come and find me? Oh, oh, you're gonna sing that. Ready? Breathe. Oh, I drive you crazy as hell, and you hate it. So many ups and downs, but baby, you take it. I'd rather argue with you than laugh with another, and if the sky should fall, I would be your cover. Oh, baby, would you put my mind at ease? At the end of the world, would you come and find me through the fire and flames? Would you scream my name? At the end of the world, would you come and find me? If the rain should fall, if the sea should rise, if the wind should howl, days lost tonight, if the wildfires rage, ash fills the sky, if it blocks the sun and the land should die, if the earth spins out and the stars collide, if a war in hate and the bombs take flight, if the air we breathe is sick and thin, if all is lost in darkness and winds, would you run through the streets, through famine and flood, through the gates of hell to save me, my love? Would you come and find me? Come and find me. 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 At the end of the world, would you come and find me through the fire and flames? Would you scream my name? Thank you so much. Yeah, you now know her music. If those of you have never heard her music before, now you know it, you're familiar with it. I like to call her my country cowboy with an eye. I love her so much. She sings me these like sweet country songs. Did she sing a song called Red? I wonder what that's about. I wonder. And then she has a song called Oklahoma Sunset. I mean, it's just like, don't you just want to go prance around in a field full of wheat somewhere when you hear that? And she sings like country Americana music, and I sing, and those are her. It's an imprint on her love songs. It's just in her, that dapper butch. And I sing love songs about how if the zombies came, I would lay my body down. You know what I mean? And I played that one for her for the first time, and I finished it. And I was like, would you come and find me through the fire and flame? Would you scream my name? And I looked at her, and she goes, thank you. I was like, you're welcome. Boop. You're welcome. I love you, baby. We both released records this year. And as I said, you know, we always like to see how many people came for each other because we both have Aries in our chart. I released 2 and she only released 1. So, nailing it, you know. And so she released a record. It's an awesome record. It's called Reclamation. And yeah, totally. It's a great record. And then I released a record. I released 2 records. And for those of you that they're just like learning about my music, let me just give you a little snapshot into what you're about to hear. So all of the songs I'm about to play for you are off of the record, off the 2 albums. And the reason I released 2 is because previously, before the pandemic, I exclusively worked with male producers, and I really felt always just like I was always asking like permission, like, is it okay if we add that kind of drum in there? Or is it okay if we like put strings in there? Just constantly, despite it being my art. And so during the pandemic, I didn't have that anymore. It was just me and my brain. It was a weird place for a little while. And so I released 2 albums because one of the records was like me on a guitar, and it's kind of like Americana alternative, so kind of like Brandi Carlile meets Joan Jett. Like, that's a hot baby, right? You know. And then the other one, that one's called What They Hid From Me. And then the other one is a pop album called Kiss and Tell. And What They Hid From Me is the asking of the questions that I did over the course of the pandemic. Why didn't I know so much about myself? Including that I had been queer my whole life. My first love, my first kiss was with a girl. My first love was with a girl. My first heartbreak was with a girl. How did I not know? And the Kiss and Tell is the jubilant, joyful answer. So the song I'm going to play for you now is Ash and Smoke, and it's on both of them. And this song is about Samantha. You see, I didn't come out till I was 25. And it wasn't until the pandemic that I realized that my queerness didn't start when I was 25. No. There's a lot of practicing that I did. That's what we called it, practicing. You know, practicing for my husband, Todd. Inevitably, Todd and I would grow up to have a lovely life. I'd be the head of the PTA. He would be the football coach. And we would have a wonderful life, me and Todd and all 17 of my secret girlfriends. Someone said, yeah. So I asked myself for this song, let's give you a chance to sing 18-year-old Heather. What would you have said to Samantha if you had known who you are, and if you had known what all those kisses were? What would you have said? My, your hands like fire on my skin, how they leave their mark. My, you're my desire, but you turn me to ash and smoke. I make it burn, but these sins are mine to bear. Kiss me till it hurts, I can take it, I swear. You struck a match and helped me see the things they hid from me. Baby, let me burn. Brighter now. My, me see the things they hid from me. Baby, let me burn. Oh, I may get burned, but these sins are mine to bear. Kiss me till it hurts, I can take it, I swear. You struck a match and helped me see the things they hid from me. Baby, let me burn. Thank you. Thank you so much. I want to tell you about the time. I haven't said this in so long on stage. Do you guys want to hear about me when I played that song for Samantha? Yes. I don't know what's up with Portland, but you always bring out the little freak in me. Okay, so it's in the air. I will say the last time I went, no, I'm not going to say that. Yes, I am going to say that. The last time, no, I'm not going to say it. The last time I went to Portland, I went to one of your sex shops and I got a really great vibrator. And then I invited, and then I invited them here. And then one of the owners actually came last time to the show. Oh my God, Crys is so embarrassed right now. I love embarrassing her when she comes to my shows. It's like a thrill that I just love it so much. Okay, so you want to hear how I told Samantha? I say in songs. Okay, it's also a really sweet story about Crys too. So Crys and I are not just. I heard her on the live stream. I heard her. She told you that we say LGBTQ. We don't just say LGBTQ. We say LGBTQ. You might think that that's like French. It's like Franglish at best. You know, and when we, there was this one time that this French guy came up to me at the end of the show, and he was like, "LGBT That is funny." I was like, "Thank you so much." It's not French, and he was like, "I know." I was like, "Good day, sir." Okay, so Samantha. So not only are we LGBTQ, she is le, I am the qua. Not only that, but we're also poly, which is like just another, I don't have to say this to Portland, but I'm gonna because it's a funny bit. It's just another way of saying that we are greedy. Yeah. So in this story, I'm going to tell you, so I went through a really rough time 2 years ago. I went through a divorce, and it was really hard. And there was this Stella Got Your Groove Back moment for me that Crys was a really big part of. My choir director in high school was retiring. Okay. And there was like this really big concert, and Samantha was going to be there. And she made it known that she was going to be there after like not talking for like 15 years. Okay. She's like, "Hey, so it's good to see you. I'm so proud of you. You're doing great. I just want to let you know there's a concert going on, and it's for our choir director, and it'd be great to see you." Now, she didn't make that face. It was over the line. But I'm just imagining as she's writing that she did the bisexual bob, which is the... Do you know what I'm talking about? Bisexual nod. That one? You know what I'm talking about. All the lesbians in the room are like, "Yes, I know it." So she's like, so of course I tell Crys, and Crys is like, "You gotta go." I was like, "Dude, I can't. I'm like a garbage monster with grief. I can't." She's like, "You gotta go. You gotta go. So important to you. You've been bringing it up." So she makes an appointment at Sephora to get my makeup done, because we happen to be in the area, right? She takes me to Lane Bryant to find me an outfit. She helps me like do the whole thing. Like she even like helped put the strappy heel on and was like, "Go get him, Tiger," and like popped me on the butt. Then she came with me to the concert. So sweet, right? We love her as if we couldn't love her more than we like. Just like she's also like rooting for her guy. And then so we walk into the high school,
and I see her. She walks towards me, and she does the hi. And I was like, I knew it. We walk towards one another, and we hug each other. And she's like, do you want to get a drink after? And I was like, yeah. Totally. Look at Chris. I'm like, oh my God. Chris is like, cool. So we go get a drink after. I want to throw up. I didn't. Nailed it. And then afterwards, I was like, hey, do you want to, like, hear a song I wrote about, recently? She was like, yeah. And so we get in my car. I want to throw up. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. She's sitting in the passenger seat. Obviously, it's my car. I don't know why I told you that. We're sitting in the car, and I play the song for her, and at the end, she goes, oh, my God, is that song about me? And I was like, yeah. Yes. Yes, it is. And she's like, am I the one that got away? And I was like, no, bitch, I am. Oh, yeah. I didn't. I wanted to throw up, and I was like, great, you are. It was such a moment. Such a weird moment. Like us LGBTQ to circle back to someone and be like, you were this person, and I wrote art about you, But we write these songs that are very real to us, that are our personal stories. We write them because as social justice songwriters, which Chris and I are social justice songwriters, we write these songs because even our love songs, she said, are protest songs. And I'll just add to that our love songs are the change we wish to see. It's important that we have that visibility because look what's happening out there. So until our love is seen as boring, until our love is seen as normal, and we go to Costco and get kitty litter bulk too, we're gonna keep on writing these love songs. It's a different kind of love song. My heart races when I see those red blue lights behind me. Should have changed that broken tail light. I should have taken some of my time. But when he walks up to my car, I just laugh and roll my eyes. It never once crosses my mind that I might lose my life. It ain't the same kind of worry for people like me and you. You can't say that all lives matter until Black lives do. If your neighbor's house was burning, fire raging, families hurting, you don't look back on your home protected and unharmed and scream out, hey, me too. You grab a bucket full of water. You do your part to help your neighbor.
people do. Don't make it all about you. It ain't the same kind of worry for people like me and you. You can't say that all lives matter until black lives do. 'Cause I ain't scared of standing on my porch or shopping at the store or going to the bank or bird watching in the park, going on a run or talking on the phone or sitting in my car or just sleeping in my home. I'm scared every time she does anything at all. And I pray when she leaves my side that I don't get that call. It ain't the same kind of worry for people like me and you. You can't say that all lives matter until. Sing it. Black lives do. Well, I really feel like the only place I really can go from there is just to talk about how hot my girlfriend is. Fiance. So sorry. Fiance. I got to get better at that. I keep forgetting about it. I keep saying partner and girlfriend, and then it's like I got so used to saying it on stage, fiance. I mean, I got this gorgeous ring in my hand, fiance. Yeah, it was so gay. The proposal was so gay. How gay was it? Y'all, she proposed to me in Sweden next to a Christmas tree. My whole family was there. It was snowing. She got down on one knee. I managed to do my makeup. I mean, she proposed to me. It was like a gay Hallmark movie. Thank you. I will be writing that script. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story about Crys. Is there anybody from New Jersey here? Nailing it. The New Jersey Turnpike is where dreams go to die. Just gonna be. If anybody is a touring musician or anybody who's ever traveled or gone there, you get it. Yeah. I once was in. We once were in Philly. We played a show in Philly. We were on tour together. And we were on tour together. We were headed up to Maine. And on our way up to Maine, I realized that I had forgotten my shorts in Philly, which I'm just now realizing is going to be the title of my queer memoir. And someone write that down and tell me it later. So we're on our way, and I was like, hey, babe, we're getting there pretty early. Like, can you go ahead and just pull off? There's a Target up ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and get some shorts. And she was like, okay, that's actually really great because I need some AAA batteries. And while, as I'm saying that might sound like it's a vibrator joke, but actually it's just that she's a butch lesbian with a carabiner and always needs batteries for her flashlights. And so we go up, we pull off to go to the Target, and we're going to the back. And okay, so let me just ask you, what do you think takes more time to find in a store? Batteries for a butch lesbian who knows the exact aisle and end cap that it is on, or shorts for a body like mine?
Shorts take longer. Shorts take longer. Let's just have a moment here for this body, shall we? Thank you. Do you guys see this? Do you know that cows eat all day? All day. All day. There's a lot of queer people up in this room. We love brunch. The amount of brunch that we could eat. I love croissants. How amazing would it be to just endlessly, straight to the face, just croissants all day? All day. Sounds like heaven, doesn't it? Cows are amazing. They also love to, they just sleep and they eat and they love music. Also, they love to snuggle. It is me. Also, if I could, well, honestly, if I could, I'd pull my pants down, but I don't have the right panties on, so I can't do that. Next time. But if I could show you my thigh, that would be a Portland show. I'd just be like, on my thigh is just a giant tattoo that is a picture of a heifer. It's a Scottish Highlander cow. It is moi. And it just says heifer underneath it. Love that. Thank you. And so I have reclaimed my love of cows because one, cows are amazing, and two, my body was never the problem. Yeah. And so I'm in the, okay, but still, in Target, they hide the hot human clothes all the way in the back. You know, they're just Ava and Viv all the way in the back, which is like by the maternity section, which honestly, like, thanks for the extra inventory, because, like, I love wearing maternity clothes. Do you know, honestly, it's like easy access sometimes. Just like, you get it. So then I went to the back. I run to the back. She finds it in 0.5 seconds. I go to the back. I find a not modest pair of shorts, a pair of pink shorts, which I don't know what I was thinking with that one. 3, not modest. Which one do you think worked for me? Not modest. Come on, it's almost Pride. Let's do it. So I find it, I put them on, and then I walk out of the dressing room, and this is what I find. I find a butch lesbian with her hand on a clothing rack, the batteries in her hand, and her hip popped out. Because while she is a butch lesbian, she is all woman. That hip was talking. She was tired. She was over it. It had probably taken me 15 minutes. But 15 in butch is like an hour and a half in femme. My hip was out, batteries in her hand, and she's like this. Right? So, I come out. My femme leader was like, I'm like, there's a problem. Problem here. We can do something about it. So I do what any smart femme would do. And I went like this. Yep. Like that. I saw her, looked at her. Y'all want to see it? Yes. Thank you. Yeah. You see it in the back? Did you see it in the back? Okay, so butt out. That is the universal language for how does my butt look? Right? This is what she did in response. Batteries, hip, leaning, look. She goes like this.
So cool, babe.
Don't you say a single thing. Don't you say a single thing. This is my set. I played the song for her. Actually, hold on. I go in the dressing room. I pick the Not Modest. And just for spite, I take the pink ones too. And I go into the front. We go and check out. And as we were checking out, I say, I need a minute. She goes, yes. You're doing great. And so we get into the car. You see, Crys and I actually grew up in like completely different households. I grew up in a northern household where like we're kind of like the Weasleys meets Home Alone. It's like loud and lots of processing all the time. And it's just crazy loud. People screaming at each other and lots of processing and big feelings. And Crys grew up in a southern home, and she grew up with a PK. So a lot of it was like, we're not talking about that, right? And there was a lot of like, leave it and go away. And so we had to meet each other when we started dating. We had to meet each other in the middle. And we're doing a lot of reparenting of ourselves in our adulthood. Thank you, therapy. Right? So we get in the car, and I pull out my phone. She starts driving, and I'm writing, and she's driving, and she's looking over me like, and I'm like this. And we get to Maine, and I say, I just need like 30 minutes to finish doing what I'm doing. And she's like, I'm not going anywhere. And I say, and I'm not yelling. And I go in the room, and I come out 30 minutes later, and I play the song for her. And I'm going to tell you what she said when we finish playing the song. Standing in the grocery store line, in the coffee tea aisle, you're looking down at your feet. Anywhere but me, I'm fighting back tears yet again, wondering if this is the end. Tired of the silence between you and me. I can't read your mind, you've got to tell me what you're thinking. I'm not moving from this spot. Look me in the eye, let me share some of your hurting. Baby, give me all you've got. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Sitting in the parking lot, AC on, windows up, the quiet heavy, the silence screaming, and I can feel your shoulders drop, your hand reaches across, the air is shifting, your walls are lifting. I can't read your mind, you've got to tell me what you're thinking. I'm not moving from this spot. Look me in the eye, let me share some of your hurting. Baby, give me all you've got. 'Cause all I know is rage and screaming. All you know is running away. If we meet in the middle, maybe we can find a way. All I know is rage and screaming. All you know is running away. If we meet in the middle, maybe we can find a way. 'Cause I can't read your mind, you've got to tell me what you're thinking. I'm not moving from this she looks at me and she says two things. One, that song is really good, and you should put it on your next album, and you should title it The Fight featuring Crys Matthews. And two, when you tell the story on stage, can you let them know that I liked the shorts? Crys Matthews! It's my show. I can drag her if I want to. I feel like I should say, that's what you get for being 10 minutes over. She's like, crap, I didn't know she was watching the live stream. I love you so much. Well, friends, we're going to start winding it down. I'm going to play 3 more songs for you. I'm so incredibly grateful to the Artichoke for having us. Please give a round of applause. Please give it up for Olivia doing the sound. We love when there's a woman behind the board. We love when there's a woman behind the board. And we love a venue that hires women to run a board. Yeah, no, that should be a louder applause. That should be louder. Somebody in the front row just screamed, "Women!" I have bipolar disorder. One silent little But usually what comes after I say that, usually what happens after I say that is cricket sounds. Yeah. Because we don't talk about it. 1 in 4, despite the fact that 1 in 4 Americans struggle with mental illness or have and live with mental illness. If you look around the room right now, Portland, that's a lot of crazy people. So we need to be talking about it more. Yeah. I write a lot about mental health, a lot. And the reason I do that is because I honestly just want more people to stay alive. I have so many people who find my music through TikTok or Instagram or social media, and they find my music because I'm a fat girl who's queer, who talks openly about mental illness, and they need that representation. And the reason why I am loudly myself is because I needed me growing up. And so I talk about those things. I talk about the personal because it is universal. And for me, I don't just say I have bipolar disorder. I talk about the hard stuff. I talk about medication. Give it up for therapy, right? I talk about being on Triliptol and just recently getting diagnosed with ADHD. I talk about suicidal ideation. Olivia, I'll get a little less guitar in my monitor, just a little less. This song was very hard to write. But when I knew it was done, I had found these words that saved my life, and now they are yours. I can't breathe inside these walls. I can't think through it all. Too much noise inside my head. The skin is thin, I'm caving in. I'm so tired of my mind, always thinking that there's something else, something else. I always wanted a bigger life, not to be just someone's wife. I sought out color, I sought out fame. A mighty wind put out my flame. Now I'm taking meds to keep me calm, 'cause I am grieving something else. My something else. What do I do with all this missing? How am I supposed to keep on living when I know how good it feels?
used to be. I see my friends having babies. From their pictures they look happy. I see my friends out on the road, opening up for bigger shows. And I can't help but feel so fucking jealous. Will it ever be the same for me? The same for me. But now I'm tending to a garden that I never planned on starting, keeping busy with my hands, learning lessons from the plants. Like nothing blooms in every season, why can't I accept the same for me? The same for me. What do I do with all this missing? How am I supposed to keep on living when I know how good it feels to stretch my wings? Oh, I miss the woman that I used to be. Used to be. This song always makes people cry. I used to sell handkerchiefs that say, Heather Mae wants me to cry, because I do. The reason I want you to cry is because when you cry, you have a big burst of endorphins right after you finish crying. And your body goes. I also want you to sing. Because when you sing, do you know what happens when you sing? When you sing, you have a boost of chemicals, dopamine and serotonin. You know, that's why we love singing in the shower, when no one's around, or when the window's down, or in our car at the top of our lungs. But I'm gonna do you one even more than that. When you sing in a group, here's something awesome that happens. When you are in unison with the group around you, when you're marching and you're saying the same thing at the same time, when your feet are hitting the pavement at the same time, when you're signing the same thing at the same time, when you're singing and lifting your voice in unison. They've done research to find that your voice, your presence, your hands make the person next to you surge dopamine, serotonin into your brain, and they are doing the same for you, which means, my friends, you are medicine. You are healing without even trying. So I make you sing, I make you sign, I make you scream, I make you do it together in unison. So that's what we're gonna do right now. The words are, seek the calm in the chaos. Seek the calm in the chaos, because it's not about feeling joy, feeling happy when life is shit. It's not about manufacturing joy, no. It's about seeking the calm in the chaos. That's all you gotta do. Seek the calm in the chaos, because the chaos is gonna come. All you need to do is just get through that hard part to get to the other side where you finally feel joy. Get through the hard part. You have made it through 100% of the hardest days of your life, my friends. Trust me, I know darkness very well. You have made it through 100% of the hardest days of your life, my friends. You can make it through, so seek the calm in the chaos. And we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna help each other give medicine. Seek the calm in the chaos. Don't look it around. Look at me right now. You're gonna sing for them. Seek the calm in the chaos. My house was loud, hers was quiet, so we'd sneak down to the basement. My heart would race as she closed the door. And I guess 'cause I was the bigger one, I'd play the dad, she'd play the mom. We didn't know what it meant, but we'd always end up kissing. 'Cause I've been kissing girls as long as I've been kissing boys. Charlie with the blue eyes, summer skin kissed by sunlight. I'd sleep over after softball games. What a cliche. And we'd go to church on Sunday, and as I bow my head to pray, I'd ask the goddess to let me kiss Charlie again. 'Cause I've been kissing girls as long as I've been kissing boys. And I don't know why I'd kiss and tell about everyone except the ones I felt I should lock away from the light. Who put those thoughts there? 'Cause they're not mine. It doesn't have to be either or. I'm kissing in the sun now. I'm not hiding Oh, poor Lynn. And because there are not enough love songs for the trans community, and for those of us who love them, we reach the part of the story, slowly sipping coffee, hand in hand, you and me. And I remember when you changed your pronouns from her to him, and you asked, do you still love me? And all I could do is smile, 'cause I've been kissing boys, and I've been kissing girls. I've been kissing boys as long as I've been kissing girls. Thank y'all so much. I got one more for you, but before I get off this stage, please give a round of applause for our incredible interpreters, Gray and Ruthless. I wrote this song. I knew this was how I was going to end all of my shows before I had even written it. You know, I have so many people who have a similar story to mine, where they got kicked out of the church for making out with girls in the back of the youth group van, or Bible camp, mission trips, lock-ins. What were they thinking? Not well. They were not thinking, right? They would stuff us full of pizza and sugar. We'd play flashlight tag around the church. And all the kids in the youth group, right? And all of our friends who we were like, you want to go to sleep in our church together overnight? For like a day? And they're like, yeah, well, it'll only be the straight ones who are there, right? It'll be totally fine. So we'll put the boys over here and we'll put the girls over there. It'll be like, good night. And then Karen inevitably
in her cold cream and her bonnet, would pass out, and me and Samantha, well, we'd have a great old time. Or Shelly. Or Kirsten. Or Kelly. Or Tiffany. I just keep naming them. And so, you know, it's all fun and games. It's all jokes and stuff. You know, I have this outfit on and, you know, glitter all over my body and glitter boots. But at the end of the day, this is a real story. And it's similar to so many people who are in this room. And I really don't, I don't know about you, but I don't like it when anybody tells my friends that God doesn't love them, when that's your version of God. That's not mine. My goddess, as I like to call her and them. My goddess loves. Period. And I'm not really Christian. I'm not Christian, although I love my fans who are Christian and actually do walk the walk that Jesus walked. I'm not Christian. I'm more of like a queer with a sage in my dashboard and crystals at all times on my body, you know. But I grew up in that world, and for me, I knew I wanted to finish my songs with my shows with a queer blessing for you all. Portland, you're so hot, my guitar doesn't want to stay in tune. I released this song titled Fearfully Wonderfully around Christmas under the Christian music charts. And 75% of the lyrics are scripture from the Bible. If they didn't want us to use that as inspiration, they should have copywritten it. And the point of view is goddess, or God, telling you that you are fearfully, wonderfully made. Now, if you don't really want to be in that world, if it's too hard or you just don't want to, let it be me telling you how awesome you are. But if you're like me and you need some of that healing, know that I am right now channeling a vessel, whoever it is that you need to hear, whatever higher power or person. Let that do that healing. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Some people try to speak for me, to tell you what I think of thee. My child, hear you me. You are wholly made complete. Don't listen to the cowards, for they're afraid of the colors I created, vibrant shades. I knit you in my womb from the dust of the stars. How dare they question my work of art? You are fearfully, wonderfully made, and I made no mistakes on you. I hold you as a gift most precious, because I made you in my image, always, always changing, growing, expanding, becoming you. You are fearfully, wonderfully made, and I made no mistakes. You are fearfully, wonderfully made.
isn't mine and Chris's town. This is your town. These are your people. This administration wants to tell us that we should not exist. We should stay silent and isolate us. They want us to think that we are just one. So we should say, what's the point? Look around, look around. You are not alone, my friends. Don't give up right now. These are the people that will march to the Capitol. These are the people who will write letters to your people. These are your people who will stand up for you. Don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Register to vote. Register your friends to vote. Help those out of Tennessee come find a refuge here in Oregon. Don't lose hope. So I'm gonna make you sing right now so that you remember. In my eyes, always enough. Sing to each other. In my eyes, love is love. Oh, in my eyes, always enough. Oh, in my eyes, oh, love is love. You're not alone. That's our whole job, Chris and I, to remind you that you're not alone. Lift your voices up. Don't go silent. Thank you all so much for coming. You are not alone. Please give it up for Olivia. Keep it going for Gray and Ruthless. Give it up for the Artichoke and Christopher and Shelley. A very loud and rowdy round of applause for my hot fiance, Crys Matthews. So I'm gonna say one thing before we go. Because I know she never talks about merch, but I'm gonna do it. I have to do it every time. Chris and I are on tour together, and we are going to Seattle and then over to Wisconsin, and then she goes to New Hampshire, and I go to Tennessee, and so it really is, we so appreciate any CD that you purchase. And if you are somebody that likes a CD player, great, grab one. If you're a person that doesn't like a CD player, you can buy a fancy coaster. You know? Or better yet, buy one and I'll sign it, and then you just slip it to your homophobic uncle. You know? That's a great surprise. He's like, hey, that's a fine looking lady there. And then he's like, wait a second, what's happening here? Why is my heart being changed? Okay, so then if you don't have a CD player and you just really hate CDs, get it. We both have moved to digital. We have USB flash drives, which have our entire catalog on them. Mine has all 4 of my records, including the 2 new ones, and a coloring book that you can print off and color while you listen to my music. And Crys has all of her records, which she's been making records for about 80,000 years. So you're welcome. So one of those USB flash drives pays for a tank of gas. And so we're so incredibly grateful for all of your support. Thank you for supporting LGBTQI, independent women's music. We'll see you next time.